Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Veach Season. We are your guest hosts, Rocky Magaña and Kramer Sansone, filling in for the Chiefs general manager, Brett Veach, while he is currently preoccupied with running the Kansas City Chiefs and building a three-peat Super Bowl contender. We gladly, sit on the Iron Throne, so to speak, in his absence and man the helm for him until the day that he returns to claim what is his. It's been a wild week in Chiefs news. We got a lot of stuff to break down today. It's going to be a fun time, and it's always a fun time when I'm here with my main guy, Kramer Sansone, who every time I just see you, man, I see you smile those pearly whites, and it just sets my heart ablaze with joy, bro. Every time I see you, I love you, man. And how you been, bro?
Dude, I'll tell you what, it's been a ride the past few days over here. I don't think I've actually had a solid sleep in about, I don't know, probably since last week. But you know what? I'm having fun, living life, doing to the fullest, getting to talk to my guy, Rocky Magaña, every single week, as always. So it's a great time to be Kramer right now.
So I know last week you had a doubleheader and it didn't quite go as you wanted it to. You got a couple baseball tattoos, got thumped a couple of times playing baseball.
You see that bruise?
Yeah, got a bruise right there.
Right now.
Yeah. And then yesterday you had a game as well, right?
Yeah. We lost in the sixth inning. We gave up 6 runs. We lost that game. But I went 1 for 3 with a single. I mean, then again, what does that mean if we lost? Nothing. But I just raised the batting average a little more. But honestly,
you guys pulled the Mariners.
Mariners. Exactly. It was just like on Friday night last week when Bobby Witt Jr. went from home to third in 10.8 seconds. So that's pretty much what happened.
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, bro.
No, it's okay.
That's besides the point. So that's obviously not what's hot with Crame Dog. But now it's time for that favorite part of every single episode where we started off at the top of the episode. And I ask you, Crame, what's hot with Crame Dog?
So I'll tell you this right now. If you don't know this about me, I'm wearing a Minnesota Rocker jersey. It said my esports team that I like to follow on Call of Duty. Your guy was in a Call of Duty tournament this past weekend, and at the Hy-Vee Kemper Arena, for people here that's in Kansas City, took 12th out of 34 people that were 34 teams that were there. My buddy and I, we took 12th. We didn't do a lick of research anything. I just wanted to brag about that because I can't believe I was actually involved in some sort of tournament. That winner would have got $900. Couldn't get it. It's okay. Next time we'll get it next time at the Midwest Fest. But secondly, the red carpet is this week for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm curious, Rocky. I need a few questions because whatever you tell me, I will ask whoever out there because your guy is going to be out there. And I'm going to be looking all spiffy and get as many interviews as possible, talk to as many Chiefs players as possible, see what happens. And you know what? It's going to be a damn good time on Thursday night.
You should ask Andy Reid how he feels about premarital soaking.
I should at least I should ask him
to see the look on his face. Yeah, I would like to see the look on his face.
He's just gonna walk by. You already know.
He's gonna act like he doesn't hear you. He's gonna get your credentials pulled, and then you'll never get to ask Andy Reid.
He's gonna look at my name tag, be like, "Get out of here." So I got to clean up and everything. I'm gonna look all spiffy too.
Wow, red carpet's fun on the red carpet, baby.
Speaking of cleaned up, look at you being cleaned up right now. If you're on YouTube watching this or however you do watch this, and you know what, there's gonna be a clip at some point on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Rocky looking great right now, all clean shaven, all nice. Bruh, I like it. This might be the new look for you.
This is not the new look for me. This is 100% accidental. I was trimming my beard and the trimmer popped off because I didn't put it on there all the way, and I took a chunk out of my cheek, and then so I had to bring it all the way down and start over. It's actually the first time that my 1-year-old has ever seen me without a beard in his entire life, and it happened after I dropped him off at daycare, and then I went to pick him up, and he looked at me like I was like some long lost relative that he thought he was related to, but he didn't know who I was. And so he I picked him up and he just stared at me so like I was so sus, just like just like this is the most like untrusting eyes you've ever seen in a child's face. And then he like put both of his hands, for those of you on YouTube, you'll see what I'm doing here. Put both my hands over my mouth. Like he put both of his hands over my mouth like this. And then it was like he could see from like the nose up that my face looked exactly the same as it normally does. And then he was like, "Oh, there's my dad." But then he like took him away and he was like, "Who is this stranger? What have you done with my father?" It was like it was the darkest game of peekaboo that a child's ever involuntarily played, where it was like, "Oh, there's my dad. Oh my God, I'm being kidnapped right now. Oh, there's my dad. Oh, stranger danger." And so awesome. I mean, I think the family's come around to it. I haven't come around to it.
I think it's look good. It looks good.
It's a temporary look. It's not gonna stay.
At least maybe mustache
I'll do it every now and again. Yeah, maybe I'll do something like a handlebar mustache or like a Fu Manchu. You know, something that my wife really hates that makes her want to just not even like be touched by me.
I mean, you used to watch wrestling, correct?
Yeah.
You know Jeff Hardy?
I know Jeff Hardy. Of course I know the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, you know
the Hardy Boys? Come on. You think I don't know the Hardy Boys?
Yeah, you're right. No,
they were the most electric tag team there was.
You're right. You need to get his little sideburns from early 2000s.
Man, I feel like if I got any kind of like mud chops or something like that, I might look like the killer in Old Country for Old Men. You know, like just like a complete psychopath that's just going around border towns killing people.
I know this is completely way off topic, but another facial here you could.
Oh, for us?
Yeah,
nothing's off topic for us. Right. We're talking about God knows what at this point, Craig.
So another facial hair thing. What Triple H did, had his mustache go all the way down and go out up to like beard, but this part's clean. Your chin goatee area is clean.
I would just
try that.
I would look like the guy who invented Monster Energy drink. Like if you were like I don't know what that guy looks like, but if you were like saw a guy who invented Monster Energy drink, you'd be like, "Oh, it's that guy." Or like a guy who just sits there and just slams like hard Mountain Dews all day long while watching motocross. Like that's like that would be the look that I would have if I went for that.
So Rocky, I'll still put you send me some questions you want me to ask some Chiefs players at the red carpet. Yeah. Also for the people
that's
who
awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait.
I mean, I think that should be a 5-star review, you know, sort of thing where like people should submit some 5-star review, some questions on there, and if it's a good one, we'll pick it and Kramer will ask it.
Yes, I'm 1,000% down.
Yeah, I think that's what we got to do. But yeah, no, we're going to come up with some good questions. You should not ask Andy Reid if he believes in premarital soaking. And for those of you who don't know what that is, in the Mormon faith, there is a belief amongst some of the youth of today, that it's not sex if there's no like in and out, right? It's just just
laying there.
You just leave it there to marinate. You leave it there to marinate, and then you get your friends to jump up and down on the bed. And
no, it's not that. No, it's not that.
Yeah,
they're underneath the bed kicking it.
Oh, kicking it. Or I've also heard they shake it. There's the bed shakers as well.
First off, why would you want that many people in the room while you're soaking?
I mean, if it's all you can do, if it's the only thing that's permissible, Kramer, that you get what you can get and you don't throw a fit, right? I mean, if you just tell here's probably the number one rule is you don't make direct eye contact with your buddy, right? Like while you're doing this, but you know what I would do if I was the buddy? I was up there by the headboard. I would just stare like straight in the eyes at my friend and just dare him to not make eye contact with me and just try to make it as weird as possible for him.
I would just close my eyes.
Yeah, you would have
situation. I won. Yeah. I'll never be put in that situation. But that's just so awkward. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's awkward, and not to begrudge anybody who practices it. I mean, your faith is your faith, and your personal choices are your personal choices, and different strokes for different folks. But like I said, you probably should not ask Andy Reid if he believes in it. You know.
Yeah, I'm not going
on the red carpet. Yeah, no, probably not.
I'll probably ask, why isn't he wearing a Hawaiian shirt?
Yeah, like why so dressed up, Andy? Like just throw some softballs at him. Like Like, hey, Patrick Mahomes, you like throwing touchdown passes? Hey, Travis Kelce, I heard you're in love with Taylor Swift. Is that true?
Oh, I'm not giving a yes or no type of thing. I'm making sure I get down to my journalistic integrity that I earned
Yeah,
going through college.
you got to really get to the heart of the issue. Like,
Oh yeah.
honestly,
How are we
like,
going to solve global warming?
I ask Harrison Butker what his plan is to solve global warming, or ask Kadarius Toney how to spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
No, I'm going to ask him. What's his favorite snack on the sideline? If he says popcorn, I'm going to bust up laughing.
Yeah. Or you should ask him like when he's going to come out with another album. We need some more music from Young Joka.
From Young Joka. Okay. All right. I got you.
Ask him like if we're getting some new Young Joka beats anytime soon.
All right. If I get to see Kadarius, yes, I'm going to ask him.
Yeah, there you go. All right. See, now we're getting to the bottom of ask him who he wants to collab with.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's my follow-up. That's
your follow-up right there with Kadarius Toney.
All right.
And then Meikle, you could ask him what it was like working out with Tyreek in the offseason and if he expects to have like higher than normal production numbers this year or like what his goal is.
See, I kind of want to stay away from actual football topics. You know, it's a red carpet. They're there to do whatever, which I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Ask Meikle what his current bowling average is because he's a big bowler.
Bowling average. Got you.
Yeah, he's a big bowler.
Okay. All right, look at that. Look at that. We're cooking right now.
We got it. We got it right here. All of this stuff. Like, I mean, I'm just spitballing here, though. I mean, but really, the 5-star reviews. Yeah, these are great. I mean, Kramer, I am a top flight journalist with the utmost amount of journalistic integrity. If you didn't know this about me,
you're right.
Why else would I have ever written an article that's called 10 Reasons Why Jerese Fountain is the next Justin Jefferson? Right.
You had solid points in there.
I did. Athletic profile wise, they run and jump about the same. And you obviously know that the only thing that has to do with football is how athletically gifted somebody is. There's no actual talent involved in the game, right?
No,
it's just
never.
If you can run fast and jump high, then you're going to be Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
That's what it means, you know?
It's true.
This is the sarcasm warning right there for anybody who's going to be on Twitter cutting this clip. They're going to cut this clip anyway because I said sarcasm too late and I didn't sound sarcastic enough. And it's just going to be all over Twitter as this guy's stupid and he doesn't know what he's talking about.
But it's not going to be the first time someone said that. And it's not coming from me or anything. But
it's not going to be the last and they're not going to be wrong. So
dude, you should see the comment section. So we write for Arrowhead Pride. You should see the comment section in the Madden Sims, dude. I'm getting raked over the coals every single time.
Oh man. Or like my 5 things we learned when I write those articles after a game, like you got to walk a fine line because if they win and you say anything negative, it's like you are the most negative human being who's ever existed. Why criticize a team who just won? And then if they lose and you say anything positive, then they're like, they played that complete garbage. Why are you letting them off so easy? It's like, no, you have to, if they win, you got to say 5 positive things. And if they lose, you got to say 5 negative things. And I refuse to do that. I try to keep it real and I mix it up every single time because no game is 100% all bad and no game is 100% all good. Right.
Amen to that.
And because of that, I catch the heat. I feel it in my britches sometimes there, Crane, but
that's why we love it when people review us because it's just like, we like the interaction. We do.
And I like the heat. I could take the smoke. Bring it. I mean,
oh no, my entire life taking heat.
Well, I mean, you're just a glutton for punishment, just being a Raiders fan and trying to take heat. That amount of heat. Nobody wants that amount of heat. You're talking like 3 a day workouts in the middle of August. You know, in like
who doesn't do that
in a turtleneck or like a full on like zip up. Like what are those like down puffy jackets
like sauna suits
at 110 degree heat, just like trying to kill yourself. That's the amount of heat that you're asking for by being a Raiders fan.
Hey, it is what it is. I love y'all. You know, even everybody knows that. I love Chiefs fans.
Let's not forget. Let's not forget that when the Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year, you've agreed to become a Chiefs fan. So it's
very true. I was hoping you'd forget about that, but apparently
I will never. I will take to your grave. And on your grave for your epitaph, I will put, he was such a fair weather Raiders fan that he jumped ship the moment that their arch rivals started winning Super Bowls and became a Chiefs fan. Kramer Sansone.
You also got to admit that they didn't start winning Super Bowls until I came to Kansas City. So,
well,
come on now.
Thank you very much for your service. I highly appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We did get a 5-star review.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, we got a 5-star review here on Apple Podcasts, and I'm going to read it because it's very nice and it's very lovely.
Good.
It is from Johan Gamble Putty of Ulm. What a name. I love it. I've never.
What's up, Johan?
Here's a true story. I've probably met 3 Johans in my life. I've never met a Johan I don't like. Every Johan I've ever met has been a good dude. So, Johan, you seem like you're a really good dude. And so, Johan Gamble Putty of Ulm, hello, and thank you very much for your 5-star review. It says, thankful for the quality and dedication. This content is outstanding. As a Chiefs fan, these podcasts help me further appreciate this amazing time in Kansas City football history. Thank you, team.
That's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, that is awesome. And
Johan's a good dude.
Johan is a good dude. Johan, we highly appreciate your 5-star review and for saying those kind words. And we thank you for checking us out and for giving us the privilege of your time and for supporting us. You listening to us makes all this worthwhile, and your kind words really, really is like the shot in the arm that we need to keep grinding and keep trying to do a better job to give you guys good content. So thank you very much, Johan. All right, so now it's time for that. It's that time for the day for that part of the show that this new period we're going to call Pop Kingdom, where we're going to kind of break down some of the more pop culture stories for the Chiefs this week and kind of try to structure it a little bit differently this week and moving forward. So this is that time of the article we're going to call Pop Kingdom, and so Pop Kingdom this week we're going to run through some stories here, Kramer. Right off the bat, top of the list here on my Pop Kingdom of things to cover, we got who is going to be on the cover of this year's Madden. There's a lot of speculation. I saw on Niners Nation over on SB Nation, our Arrowhead Pride's San Francisco sister site, that they're all in on that it's going to be Christian McCaffrey on the cover, and I think that's dumb. Like, why would you put the loser of a Super Bowl on the cover when you could put the winner of a Super Bowl on the cover? Why are you going to put a running back on the cover when it's the most devalued position in sports? Like, you might as well put Creed Humphrey on the cover if you're going to put a running back on the cover.
I mean, we've seen running backs on this covers before. I mean, we've seen some great.
You saw Sean Alexander. Yeah. I mean, okay. Like, you might as well have Joe Namath on the cover. Tell me somebody from this era of football. Somebody who played in the last 15 years.
Peyton Hillis.
Was that 2007? Was that 2007? 2012? All right, so give me something in the last decade.
Last decade. So that would be back to 14. Barry Sanders in 2015. He was the multi-cover. I mean, Adrian Peterson. That's another one. That was in 2015 as well. That's it. I think. Yeah, no, that's it. Because it's always been quarterbacks. It's always been quarterbacks.
2024, it shouldn't be a running back. I'm just going to say it. And it shouldn't be a San Francisco 49er because all they do is lose Super Bowls nowadays. Obviously, I'm a little biased about who, as a Chiefs fan and a Chiefs homer, who I think should be on the cover of Madden this year. But I'm going to ask you, who do you think should be on the cover of Madden? Who do you think – here's the question. Who do you think should be on the cover? Who do you think will be on the cover? And who do you want to be on the cover?
All right, who I want to be on the cover, clear as day, get Devontae Adams on there. Like, Devontae Adams on a Madden cover, I mean, if you want to go wide receiver route, I just like to see a Raider on the grace the cover. Now, who I think it will be is Joe Burrow. For some reason, I feel like Joe Burrow is just going to grace the cover, and hopefully the Madden curse doesn't come out and get him like Madden curses does. I mean, granted, the Madden curse hasn't been out there for, quite some time. We've seen Patrick Mahomes break that before. But what was the other one?
Who do you want?
Who do I want? Oh, Devontae Adams. I'll take 2 covers of Devontae Adams any day.
Take 2 covers of Devontae Adams.
And also be interesting if Aaron Rodgers gets on the cover again.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Is that what you want? You want Aaron Rodgers on the cover again? You think that's what you're hoping for? Is that you want to see Aaron Rodgers get more publicity for hurting himself?
Yeah, no, exactly. I want to see him sitting on the ground with his after he get torn his Achilles, is sitting there. That should be the cover.
That should be the cover. Just like they had it should just say this year the Madden curse was backwards a year, like reverse 1 year, like it happened beforehand. It was a premonition.
Yeah,
like we're only going to put guys coming off of injury. That way, it can't be a Madden curse.
That would be good. That would be good.
Yeah.
You could do that with Justin Jefferson too.
You could do that with Justin Jefferson, and I mean, I think if I was going to try to say who I think will be on the cover, I think that it may be Joe Burrow. There's a lot of rumors about that. I think either Joe Burrow, maybe Justin Herbert. They're going to go something like that. Do I think should be on the cover? Patrick Mahomes should be on the cover every single year. He's the face of the NFL. He's the best player in the history of football. Or Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce should be on the cover. He's had a huge profile year. Who do I want on the cover? Taylor Swift. That'd be awesome. Just put Taylor. Like, who was more important to the NFL last year than Taylor Swift in their eyes? The NFL loved Taylor Swift last year.
It's true.
They should put Taylor Swift on the cover. She should sing in the game at every single halftime show. The entire soundtrack should be her albums, and then every person in the stands should just be Taylor Swift, like skin, like they just put like Taylor Swift skins on every fan in the stands, or at least like have a cheat code. We do like up, down, left, right, start before the game, and then it turns every fan in the stadium into Taylor Swift, and then every single time Travis Kelce scores, he just starts blowing kisses to everybody in the crowd.
Do you think Roger Goodell should be on a Madden cover?
Do I think that he should be on the Madden cover?
Yeah.
No.
You know how out of like left field that would be?
Yeah.
That'd be so interesting.
I think Andy Reid should be on the cover before Roger Goodell.
No, I agree.
Like, give me somebody who's like I just don't want another Peyton Hillis, right? I don't want another flash in the pan guy who's you're going to forget about, and it's going to be like, oh, wow, why was Peyton Hillis ever on the cover of Madden?
He was probably
never should have been.
He was the biggest probably head scratcher to be on a Madden cover, I want to say.
Yeah, but even Sean Alexander was a bit of a stretch.
No, because Sean Alexander was getting touchdowns. Heck, the Seahawks made the Super Bowl that year. Didn't they? No, they made it far. They lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think.
He was super unexciting as a player. Even then. Eddie George played a long time, but he was a very unexciting football player to watch.
That's true.
Eddie George should never have been on the cover of Madden. Like give me somebody electric. If you want to put Tyreek Hill on the cover of a Madden, sure.
Cool.
Put Tyreek Hill on the cover of Madden because he's an electric player.
But
he's
Jason
fun
Kelce.
to play within the game. Yeah. Okay, sure. I love that. Give me Jason Kelce. Give me the entire Chiefs offensive line, all 5 of them.
Okay, hold up. Which 5 though? Because you can't have Donovan Smith on there. I'm sorry. You can't have Jawan Taylor on there. I'm sorry. You can have the 3 guys in the middle.
All right, so fine. Here's what I want. I want a collage of the faces of every offensive lineman in the NFL, making a collage of John Madden's face, and that to be the cover.
Yes.
That's what I think the cover of Madden should be.
Yes.
All right. So, also in other pop culture news this week, and it's also kind of football related, the Chiefs are getting their Super Bowl rings this week. They had a really cool video teasing it, narrated by John Hamm that you can see over on X.com. And I'm excited to see what they do because they keep on trying to up what they did the year before. Right. And last year it was like you could take off the front of the ring and you could wear it as a chain. right? You know, and it
Sick.
was sick. It was so cool. Those are such dope looking rings. And they flipped open, and on the inside you can see like the other championship. It was an awesome ring. So what's your prediction? What do you think we're going to see in this Super Bowl ring that we've never seen before?
I'll be there in person. I believe I think they're doing that on the red carpet. I think. I want to see the top come off clearly because I think the top should come off. But when you click it on the thing, I think it should spin. I think we like the the WWE spinner title back in
Yeah,
but John Cena used to hold up. I want a spinner ring. That would be awesome.
that would be dope. That would be super dope. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see, like, you open the top and then you push a button, and then like in Star Wars when Princess Leia pops up and she's like, "Help me, Obi-Wan, you're our only hope," right? Like the hologram.
Yeah,
I want to see a little hologram of Mecole Hardman's touchdown catch, right, to win the Super
yeah.
Bowl, right, and then Patrick Mahomes running up and grabbing and embracing him, and him not realizing that he just won the Super Bowl until Patrick Mahomes tells him. Like, I want a little hologram. Like, that would be dope. I know that it's not going to happen, but can you imagine how cool that would be?
That'd be sick. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
either
kind
that.
of forget he caught that touchdown in the game.
Yeah,
Man.
God bless Mecole Hardman, Super Bowl winning touchdown catching champion, and we'll get to some Mecole Hardman news later on in the episode. If not, if you can't, obviously, if your hologram technology isn't up to par, and Clark Hunt didn't want to pony up the cash to put holograms in every single Super Bowl ring like a cheapskate. I'm being sarcastic again. Then maybe you just have it where when you open it up and you push it, it's like a little like those pop-up books, but it's like a pop-up book of like a diamond encrusted Mecole Hardman and Patrick Mahomes like hugging, right? Like, or like Mecole Hardman catching the pass, like the image of him catching the pass.
Or it'd also be kind of cool, piggyback off that hologram thing, because since every single player gets a ring, the hologram should be something individually, something that they've done throughout that season that helped contribute to get that ring.
Yeah, like a highlight that they had throughout the season.
Yep. That'd be pretty sweet.
And then if they were on the bench and they never had any snaps, then it's just them like cheering,
celebrating or doing
something like that, like with the confetti.
Yeah.
See, hire us to design your Super Bowl rings. We are freelancers and we have great ideas.
Come up with the ideas. Us making the holograms might be a different story.
Execution, not our strong suit. We're the ideas guys. Bring us in for the ideas. We'll spitball. We'll just throw it all up on a whiteboard, and then we'll turn it over to the engineers who make the dreams come true. Also this week, Andy Reid was at the KC Current game, and he led the chant. It looked like yesterday, and the KC Current had a big win. What they won, I think it was 5-1. They won the game.
I think I think they got 2. The other team scored 2. I think.
Oh, let's scored 2, so 5-2. I think it was.
Might have been. I don't want. I'm sorry.
I don't want to misspeak. We should look this up because we want to give the KC Current their just dues because they are an awesome
5-2.
team. It's a hot ticket in town.
It was
5-2 right now.
We were right. We were right.
It's good. Look at us. We are plugged into what's going on in Kansas City.
One of the goals they scored, I was driving by when it happened because the fireworks shot up. So that was kind of cool.
I tell you what, KC Currents, they're top. They're tied for the top of the table with Orlando Pride.
Dude, they're unbeaten.
They're unbeaten. They only have 4 draws in the season. They've won 8. They've won 3 of their last 5. I mean, they're on a hot streak. They're just they control the ball well. They put shots on target. They shoot with a high accuracy. They're fun to watch, man.
Yeah, they fake hamstring pulls into twerkings, which is I keep doing it.
No notes, right? For the KC Current.
Yeah.
And so I think it's awesome that Andy Reid went out and supported them. I think that every professional team should support each other in Kansas City. And I think that's something that a lot of sports teams do, but Kansas City definitely excels at, where their head coaches of all the sports all the head coaches of the sports teams support each other and go out to each other's games. And I think it's awesome to see. And it's awesome to see the Current really continue to gain steam in Kansas City and to build momentum. You love to see it. You love to see women's sports really start to kind of, get the notoriety and some of the shine that it deserves, because the quality of the game, especially in American women's soccer, the American women have been, the standard for soccer
Yeah.
globally for how long, right? I mean, we're talking you go back
Ages.
to Mia Hamm, right? Like we're talking like
2
anything
decades
you
worth
can
or 3
like
decades.
no like Nomar Garcia Parra was an all-star like back when Team USA started their dominance, right? Like Mia Hamm was in commercials with Michael Jordan, right? Like that's
Yeah.
like we're talking like this is long overdue for them to get their props and to be recognized, locally and domestically for the awesome players that they are. So, Casey Current, hats off to you. We're big fans.
Keep it up.
Keep it up. Bring it. Finish the job, and bring it home for the city. Like that's all we can say, right? Keep it up and finish the job. Right? Don't lose steam. Just keep focused. Stay focused. One game at a time. And we love you guys, or ladies. We love you, ladies. All right. Also, pop culture news. Rashi Rice spoke to the media this week.
Oh boy,
And
how did it go? Because I missed it.
well, so he said that he has learned a lot over this
Good.
this summer. So yeah, so no S Sherlock, you learned a lot. I mean, like that's the thing. Like it's like I hope you learned a lot. You should have learned a lot.
Yeah.
I wish you would have learned a lot prior to what happened. But no, but all you can do is make mistakes in life and learn from them and grow and become a better person, right?
Yeah.
So he vows to be more mature. He says that moving forward, you're gonna see a different guy, that he's gonna be a better person, and he's gonna basically, prove to people that he's changed.
Which is good because I mean I'm hoping that this is a good growing up experience what he's dealt with because I mean then again we also don't know the repercussions of this yet so hopefully he's maturing at a rapid pace and this is probably the biggest eye-opening thing he's had his entire life so
Well, and here's the thing about growing up, right? And he's still a young man. We all have done extremely stupid things in our lives.
yeah
Now, maybe some of us haven't done that level of extremely stupid thing where we put that many people in danger and yada yada yada. But I'm not gonna beat the guy into the ground any more than he's already been beaten, or we've already beaten him. A lot of times you learn more from your F ups. Like the bigger your F up, a lot of times the more you learn because you get scared to an extent of you're just like, oh my God, like I can't ever let that happen again because
exactly
the fact that I didn't have a Henry Ruggs situation is a blessing, right? Like, you
yep
know what I mean? Um, and so I hope that he has taken it to heart and that this is the wake up call that he needs to really get his life turned around and stay on the right path and to continue to develop as a player because honestly he has like still so much room that he can grow and improve as a player, and
oh,
he could be a dominant force in the NFL and be in like maybe he'll never be like that Justin Jefferson number 1 wide receiver, but if you're talking like
but if you're in this offense you don't need to be
you don't need to be if you're in this offense, but he's definitely like that Juju Smith-Schuster pre-injury prime of his career type of guy, or any other like historical like change movers like an Andre Reed. He could be like an Andre Reed type of guy, like old Bills fans. Chris Carter. He could be a Chris Carter if he wanted to be. In his career, he's stronger than Carter ever was, right? But just like that underneath guy who moves the chains,
like the Reggie Wayne to Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, the Reggie Wayne to Marvin Harris, a bigger, stronger version of that.
Yeah.
So he has it all before him still. He just has to put in the work to get it and keep it, right?
Yep.
And so I hope he does, as selfishly as a Chiefs fan, because I mean, can you imagine if Xavier Worthy hits and then he straightens out? I mean, that's a 1-2 punch right there.
You've got a good problem. A good problem, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's exciting and it's good to hear, and we'll just have to see what happens. The Chiefs also today, Kramer Sansone, was Chiefs Media Day. They came in and they took all their photos. This is when we get all of our new pictures of the Chiefs for the season, for all the highlight reels and all the when they score a touchdown in Arrowhead and they put them up on the board. This is when they take their pictures. And so, of course, the Chiefs social media team flooded Twitter with new photos. New NEW. I sound like I said nude. They did not flood the internet
Are you sure
with
about
nude
that?
photos of the Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, listen.
I'm looking at them. I'm looking for them right now. I'm joking.
Listen, if they're posting them, I'm looking at them. Like if it's like if it's like a phone hack situation, I'm not looking at that because those weren't meant for public consumption. But if the Chiefs, if the Chiefs official like Twitter ever opens like an like the Chiefs official, like the Kansas City Chiefs ever start an OnlyFans for their players, you're watching. You're trying to tell me you're not going to watch just out of curiosity. You're not going to watch
what concert? I mean, listen, we already know OnlyFans. We know what it is, but you don't have to be posting that explicit content on OnlyFans to be an OnlyFans.
I didn't say it was going to be explicit content. Kramer.
I mean,
I strongly insinuated. I never came out and said it.
So what you're telling me is I can watch Chris Jones's oh my gosh, his 40-yard dash every single on replay over on that site.
Only like in high def, zoomed in.
Oh boy. Oh boy. If this doesn't get us canceled, I don't know what does.
No, it could just be but it could just be, Mecole Hardman playing on Twitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be something dirty, you scumbag.
Sorry, I'm a Gen Zer, so my mind goes straight to that.
Yeah, well, I was setting you up. My mind went straight to that too. I mean,
come on, no, for real?
Yeah, no, my mind went straight to that too. I mean, like, okay, so just since we're already here, let's just take it a step further. Okay. Why not? Okay, so
why not?
All right, so the Chiefs started OnlyFans. Who's the one player that you want to see on OnlyFans?
I don't want to see any of the players.
Exactly. Okay, so who's the one player your fiance wants to see on Chiefs OnlyFans?
That's actually a really good question. I don't think she's not a Chiefs fan, so it's like
it doesn't matter. She's obviously a man fan.
That's probably Travis. Probably Travis is the
Travis. She wants to see what all the fuss is about. Like what? What's he packing that he was able to land Taylor? Is that what you're saying?
I guess. I mean, you got me all choked up now. Jeez.
I mean, obviously the correct answer is Louis Reed-Zammit. Everybody knows that it's Louis Reed-Zammit is the correct answer. Him and Creed Humphrey, right? If you like Bears, just go get Creed Humphrey. Okay, this is so off topic. We need to rein it back in. No, so it was they put NEW new Chiefs photos out there, not nude Chiefs photos. Just to clarify. But yeah, so that being said, those are fun. You always like to look at them. You always like to see them. You can always kind of tell, like, I think who they're going to try to like make a thing for the season by like who they like try to like start to put out there now with the photos. Like the Louis Reed-Zammit, they tweeted out a picture of him like posing like this kind of thing, like I don't know if you see me on YouTube. I'm putting my arm up. It's like almost like a God pose kind of thing like that, right? And it's like, okay, so what? They're gonna try to like really focus on getting him the ball this year because they're telling us right now, like, look at this photo of Louis Reed-Zammit. I feel like last year they put out a bunch of Justin Ross photos, and then there for a while they were trying to like make Justin Ross a thing, right?
Yeah, no, they were super hard. I felt like,
yeah. So maybe Louis Reed-Zammit is this year's Justin Ross as far as the Chiefs go.
You know what? I think he'll actually have more of an impact than what we saw with Justin Ross. We didn't see any of Justin Ross.
Yeah, I think at least from a special teams perspective, especially if they use him for kickoffs like Dave Tobe insinuated that they might do. They've talked about using him and Justin Reid both. I wonder if they would line up. Can you line up 2 kickers underneath the new rule and then kind of like do like a fake kick and then kick to the other side?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can only have one person back there on the kicking side
To kick. Okay.
Yep.
So you can't switch kickers. Can you bring a kicker in motion and then move the other guy back up to the line? So you line Luis Rezamet up like he's gonna be like a gunner, but then you shift him back to the kicker position, and while you're shifting, then you shift Justin Reid up to the line.
Oh, so you still think Justin Reid's gonna be the kickoff guy for in this formation?
But then they move Rezamet into motion and then move Justin Reid forward, and then
I don't think that's allowed. I think it's probably one of the declined things that the one team tried to submit in that they overturned. I wouldn't be shocked if that was it.
Yeah, or I wonder if say you can have get 2 receiving guys back. What if you like bring a guy in motion pre-snap, and then like that guy goes back, and then the guy who was back goes forward, right?
Yeah.
And he goes to the line to block.
I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with this kickoff rule. Like I just cannot wait.
We were supposed to do the homework of watching every single kickoff after last week's episode. Did you do your homework
on the XFL?
Yeah.
I mean, no, but I'll be honest. But I know how it's going to be. It's going to be so electric because any type of stuff I've already seen coming out of the XFL with that play, they do so much creativity in this that it's open for pretty much in a broad spectrum. Granted, there's some rules that we won't be able to allow to see as well to see them out in person whenever they do play week 1.
100%.
Or can't wait till when training camp does happen because the preseason games, we're going to find it then.
Yeah, we're going to figure out what they're going to try to do in preseason games because they're going to bust everything out to see what works, and they're going to be workshopping a lot of stuff. Before the first preseason game, it is our homework that we have to watch the XFL kickoffs so that we can see what's going on and have an idea, and we'll recap on it at some point before preseason starts. All right, well that's it for Chiefs Pop Kingdom this week, and moving on, we're going to go with the Chiefs updates for the weeks. These are more actual football related things. There was a very scary situation for the Kansas City Chiefs this week, where second-year edge rusher BJ Thompson was in a team meeting and he went into cardiac arrest, had a seizure. Harrison Butker reportedly was one of the first people to find him, went and alerted team officials, and thanks to the fast and immediate response by the team, doctors and workers, Thompson was rushed to the emergency room where they were able to save his life, and he has since woken up and is on the road to recovery and expected to make a full recovery. No reports of a timeline or anything like this. Still way too early for any sort of consideration like that. Like his main concern is getting back, getting healthy, looking at whatever caused the cardiac arrest, making sure there's no continued issues there that need to be addressed. Finding out why it happened, right? And addressing it. And we hope it's something that's not going to be a reoccurring thing or a reoccurring threat that might put his career in jeopardy. We don't know. We're not doctors. We're not privy to that information. But that's scary, Kramer. It's super scary. A young man to just drop to the ground and almost lose his life.
No, it's I'm happy because like they reported it on when this comes out, on Monday. This when he was fully awake, he's alert. Like that's honestly a miracle into itself. And I'm just happy someone was able to act quickly and on it, and someone noticed what was happening. Harrison Butker went and told people. They got the emergency people in there right in time for it, and they saved a life. They literally saved a life. And I'm glad he's going to be able to hopefully make a full recovery, speedy recovery, because the guy's got to work here in about a handful of months. And I think we can see him back out on the field.
Yeah, it might not be this season. I don't know.
No, I mean, take your time.
There's so many stress tests and those sort of things you have to go through, and he has to make the decision if he wants to play. I mean, there's wants to play again,
True.
and he has every right to say no. I'm done. I don't want to risk it. My life is too important to me. Like like whatever decision he makes, he has the right to make whatever decision he wants to make. There's a million scenarios where this goes wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and only a few where it goes right. And thanks to the fast action by Harrison Butker and by the Chiefs staff, it went right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
this kid does have a chance to possibly come back eventually, or to continue on with his life and with his family. And at the end of the day, football is it's just a game,
It's a game.
right? Like there was like it's not like it's a different sport and different player. But I saw a quote by Caitlin Clark this week where she was catching some heat from somebody, and they were asking her if she was like, if they had like, if she thought about it, or it's like something that she was worried about. And she was like, honestly, it's not where my attention is. She's like, basketball is just basketball, and I got more important things to worry about, is essentially what she said. And she's like, that's not where I'm putting my focus and my energy at all. It's on their negativity. And that's true. Like we love, like we obviously love football to the point, and we love baseball and everything. We love sports to the point where we're like, this is our job, right? And like we've made it our job. We love it so much. But at the end of the day, it's just a game.
Just a game.
And this is your life. And we are so thankful, obviously, that he is okay and that he's making a full recovery. And any decision he makes is the right decision. Whatever decision he makes for himself is the correct decision, as long as he feels good about it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely agree with you on that. Yeah.
So, in other news, also, Felix Anudike-Uzomah,
FAU.
FAU. Yeah.
FAU.
Second year, former first round draft pick. A lot of fans maybe a little discontented with his production last year. I say give him a redshirt year. The Chiefs didn't need him to be any more than he was last year. But he's been working in the offseason with George Karlaftis and Tamba Hali, practicing jiu-jitsu. Now, this is important because last summer, after George Karlaftis' rookie year, when he had 6 sacks and like those 20-some pressures, he worked out with Tamba Hali and trained jiu-jitsu, and then proceeded to follow it up with a 10.5 sack season and 35 QB pressures. So Tamba Hali, if you remember, for those of you who are old enough to remember when he played, he himself, his pass rush, he was always a good pass rusher, but he became an elite pass rusher when he started training jiu-jitsu with his sensei in the off season. And George Karlaftis talked about FAU this week, and he said it's like night and day. He said he's like night and day between last year and this year, and that he's going to shock a bunch of people. And George Karlaftis said that besides, because obviously the biggest benefit of jiu-jitsu as it relates to football is balance, leverage, and hand fighting, right? Like those are the things that you learn, especially the hand fighting techniques. But then the things you don't think about is that but it's also a really good workout. It develops great strength and like grip strength. Like your grip strength is insane when you train jiu-jitsu. But the thing that people don't think about is that it gets you comfortable being in a lost position or a negative position, right? Like the whole entire thing with jiu-jitsu is staying calm and improving your body position, but it gets you comfortable being in an adverse negative position. So how does that play for a defensive lineman? Is that if you're not fast off the snap, if maybe you get into the chest of the left tackle and they get their hands on you, you're in a negative position, but you have the skills to disengage and to shed and to still get to the quarterback, right? You don't freak out. You don't give up on the rep. You get used to losing. You don't get your head down. If you're getting beat repeatedly, you don't get your head down, right? Like you work through it's just a problem that you're working through, right? You see the position, you see the hand angles, the hand positioning, you see the leverage, you see their footwork, and then you react, right? You diagnose
Yeah.
and you react. And
I'll tell you this right now. I'm glad that he's working with Tom Ali because I mean I've shook his hand, and Tomba's hand is absolutely massive, and he still has that strong grip. You're gonna have if you're gonna like learn from the guy who has like one of the strongest grips out there in the NFL, or when he played in the NFL in Tamba, you know you're learning a lot, and you better get to at some point his level, knowing because if you can get to Tamba's level, if I'm FAU, soak up as much, and I mean as much of all this jiu-jitsu that he's learning because it's going to be good for beneficial for one himself. He does great. He's going to get paid, and everybody wants to get paid clearly. And two, if he's doing great, that means the Chiefs are going to do great, and they're trying to three-peat. So come on now.
100%. And I mean, I'm so jealous you get to shake Tom Bahali's hand. He looks like he could still be a situational pass rusher for the Chiefs.
I told him to his face, it looks like he could still go. And he's like, it's like he said no or yes.
Tamba, we need you. We need some Tamba time. Bring back Tamba. You know, just you don't play 10 third down snaps a game.
It's true. You just
10 third down snaps a game. That's all you got to do. Get after the quarterback. You can do it. I still believe in you, buddy.
Yes.
So, in other news, also, the Chiefs. We teased this a little bit earlier in the show. The Chiefs have brought back Super Bowl champion wide receiver, catching the game-winning catch in the Super Bowl. Wide receiver Mecole Hardman is back on a vet minimum deal. He's been working out with Tyreek Hill in the offseason. You say that with a grain of salt because when you watch him and Tyreek Hill work out side by side, you see why one guy is Tyreek Hill and one guy is everybody else in the league, right? Like Tyreek Hill is on another level. But I do like that he's down there working out with Tyreek Hill because Tyreek Hill was not always the route runner that he is today, right? Like Tyreek Hill put the hours in to develop every minute detail of being a route runner, right? And so if Mecole Hardman can pick up even just like a slither of that, then he's a much better wide receiver than he's ever been because his route running's always been his Achilles heel, right? Like he doesn't run a full route tree. He skip jumps in and out of his breaks. He's not a refined route runner. So if he can become that mixed with some of the speed that he has, he's never going to have the explosive quick twitch that Tyreek Hill has. But I mean, if he can become even just like a decent route runner, he could be a much better player this year.
And that's honestly that's all the Chiefs are looking for. Because heck, I was even shocked the Chiefs even were even thinking about considering bringing in a wide receiver again. Because I feel like we talked about it, I think either last week or 2 weeks ago. It's a crowded wide receiver room. Like we had to pick which one we think's going to sneak on in. Now it just might be Mecole Hardman's the one sneaking on in, and everyone else is like, all right, big question marks around everybody in this locker room. We know what Mecole Hardman can bring to the table. He can give you those jet motions, the things that they wanted Kadarius Toney to do, which he couldn't. You know, Mecole Hardman can do that at I would say, a better rate. I mean, granted, he's not as elusive as what you want him to be from Kadarius Toney, but then again, your best ability is availability. And from right now, Mecole Hardman might have an injury here and there, but it's not like he's going to be sidelined for weeks upon weeks upon weeks upon weeks. And also, he's the guy that won you the damn Super Bowl last year. So get your ass back on the team and try to win another one. And it's not – and I get it. He was out in New York last year for a cup of coffee, and he found his way back to Kansas City. Now you have to worry about going to go get a cup of coffee somewhere else. They want him back right now. So let's go.
They obviously like him enough that they keep bringing him back, right?
Clearly,
and they clearly trust him as a player for what they want him to do and what they want him to be and the vision that they have for him. They know what he is. They know his limitations, and they're okay with that. And like you said, it's a lot of the same stuff that they do with Kadarius Toney. And he's also a kick returner, which was one of the benefits of having Kadarius Toney on the roster that he might have, right? And so I think that this puts Kadarius Toney hardcore on the bubble for the Kansas City Chiefs, because I don't think the Chiefs bring in Mecole Hardman. If he's a lock to make the roster in my mind, I think he is, right? And so you got 5 wide receivers who are locks to make this roster.
You don't make a signing this late into either after OTAs, right before mandatory minicamp. Like, you just don't make this move for any reason. Like, this is going to be a guy who's going to be a mainstay on this team for this upcoming season.
Yeah, he is, and he's going to be that guy who gets the touches. And if you think about it, how deep are the Chiefs with kick returners right now?
I'm sorry, I'm not signing McCole Harmon to come kick. Could be a kick returner, but then all these you can do a lot of end arounds if you wanted to. I mean, I know there's some homework. I did some homework years back on the XFL kickoff rule. Excuse me. And you can do an end around. How many end rounds you want to do? Put the elusive guys out there and let them have fun. It's what's that longest yard? Some schoolyard bull crap.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too: is no, you don't want him to be your kickoff returner, but he could be your backup kickoff returner. He could keep Sky Moore from having to be a kickoff returner in a pinch, right?
True.
You know,
I don't think Sky Moore's making this team,
and that's assumed that Sky Moore makes. Yeah, I don't think Sky Moore is making the team either. And so really, it's getting really packed in the wide receiver room, though. There's going to be guys who have been who maybe going in the offseason may have felt pretty secure about their roster spots, who now have got to be looking at the roster and being like, if I don't bring it, like I'm not going to be on this team, you know, come final cuts. I'm not going to make the final 53-man roster. Now, will they end up on the practice squad? Who knows, right? Like it depends on if they get picked up by another team. There's a lot of things that go into that. But yeah, so I'm glad to have Mecole back. I know there's a lot of Chiefs fans that were kind of like, oh, Mecole, he's $1 million. It's $1 million to bring back a guy who knows the offense and who is not going to be Kadarius Toney. I think it's
too. I didn't even think about it. The fact he knows the offense already, that gives you so much of an upper hand. So it's perfect. He
knows it intimately. Like, it's not like he knows the offense, right? Like he's like he knows like the back of his hand at this point. So, I mean, you've won with him in the past and you can win with him again. Other interesting news is that Najee Johnson has been running with the ones reportedly in practice.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, he says he's 96% back from his injury, toward his ACL. And then he's back. He said that he was with the ones and he jumped up and blocked the ball and he realized that his knee is back and that he's feeling great. And he said
it's so terrifying after you have that like intense surgery when you like, all right, I'm going to jump up for this one. Because he didn't think about it. He just did it because it's his reaction. That's what he's done his entire life. And having that trigger in your head, like, I could do this. That's dangerous. Like, that is dangerous, that mindset to have, knowing how good you are and the fact you're going to be backing him up and doing great things for this defense. I mean, it's going to be great.
Well, yeah, and the thing about it is that he was fighting for starting reps before he got injured as well, and we heard nothing but rave things about him coming from the coaching staff. And yeah, you're 100%. It's 100% right. You just have to get to that point where you trust it, right? Like that first time that you push off and you jump off and you do and you cut and you do all the things and it doesn't give out and you don't crumple into a ball, on the ground. You're like, oh wait, my knee is back. Like I'm good, right? And then then you can start playing without thinking again, right? And just start reacting.
Man, I wish my knees were healthy. I wish.
My knees will never be healthy again, Kramer. I'm over 40. Once you're over 30 years old, here's what they don't tell you, Kramer. Once you're over 30 years old and you hurt yourself, you just have to think to yourself, this is permanent. Well, this is permanent. It's just like it'll never be what it was pre-injury again. It'll always be slightly degraded. Like that's why you sprain your ankle. And that's why dogs just wander off in the middle of the woods to just die alone, because you get these injuries and you're just like, oh, if I had to fight for my survival in the animal kingdom, I would lose every single time. Your body just gets so degraded, and there's things you can do to fight against that, and you don't give up, and you still stay mobile, and you still work out, and you still do all these things. But honest to God, your knee will never not hurt again.
Oh, trust me. I've been having knee problems since I was 15 years old. And I'm supposed to take arthritis medicine, but it severely dehydrates me, so I don't take it. So, yeah.
Just another thing we have in common. I have ankle arthritis from an injury when I was 15.
Dude,
Look at that.
Look at that.
We're just a couple of hobbled up old sports veterans that are whose bodies are just deteriorating and betraying us.
And the wild thing is, I'm the fastest guy on my slow pitch softball team, and that's telling you something there.
It is telling you something. Well, you got those long strides.
You're right, I guess.
You're like a gazelle, Kramer.
I have been told that, or a white, skinny albino tree.
No, I mean a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Exactly.
You're a tree gazelle. What do you guys do? Like nicknames on your jerseys? Like you should be like the gazelle.
Oh my gosh! So the softball team, I wish I had the jersey with me, but we're called the Bush League Ballers, and it has the Bush can look to it. But yeah,
so like Bush beer, not like carpet matches the drapes.
Exactly. Now that'd be actually hilarious. That would be
right?
funny.
Yeah, that would be funny.
That would be good.
I like either one of them though. Both of them are quality. All right. So that being said, last thing before we get out of here really quick, we're gonna do moving throughout the season. We're gonna end up doing some summer scouting on possible prospects. Obviously, the Veach season at its core, when it all started out was a draft podcast. Now we've grown it into something that we're really proud of. We don't ever want to lose that focus, especially when draft season is going to be a lot of draft focused content. Yep. But as we move through the summer, we still want to kind of take a look ahead at some of the prospects that are coming out next year and that are out there. So today we're going to talk. I want to talk a little bit about Ole Miss wide receiver. We're going to do like one a week. So I want to talk about Ole Miss wide receiver Trey Harris III. Obviously, his name is Trey Harris because he's the third. And so Trey Harris could have been a borderline first round draft pick. Would have been a top 100 draft pick if he came out this year. He originally played at Louisiana Tech. Then he moved to Ole Miss. Had over 900 receiving yards his last two seasons. Had 10 touchdowns last year. Had 10 touchdowns in 2022. Had 8 touchdowns in 2023. But the thing that the stats don't tell you about 2023 is that he was on pace to put up like Xavier Legette yardage numbers. But then he got hurt. He went down with a knee injury early in the season and never missed a game. It was so bad. He had knee surgery. Mid-season last year and played through it and never missed a game and still ended up with almost 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns.
He's built different.
Obviously, he's built different. Obviously, his production suffered during that time. But then towards the end of the season last year, when he started to come back and he started to get healthy and started to get his knee strength back to 100%, he was back to being the exact same dominant force that he had always been. Prior to being injured last year, he had first game of the, obviously it's against Mercer, so it's a grain of salt who they're playing against, but he had 4 touchdowns and 133 yards receiving in the first game of the year last year. He ended up going down against Arkansas, but he had already put up 153 yards and a touchdown on LSU prior to that. And then when he comes back and he starts to get healthy back towards the end of the season, he ends up putting up 131 yards on Penn State and 213 yards on Texas A&M last year. So this is a guy where he has a lot of that same Xavier Legette type of build and strength to him. He's 6'2", 205. He's fast. He's athletic. He's great after the catch with the ball in his hands. Does do some of those bubble screen type of plays like Xavier Legette did, but he is a vertical, contested catch monster. He will fight for the catch, and he will make some of the most amazing contested catches you will ever see out of a wide receiver, just fighting for the ball with great ball position, unreal catch radius. I am putting a mark on him. I'm going on a limb. We're doing summer scouting. This is our first summer scouting, and I'm saying this is my guy for 2025 that I want the Chiefs to draft. He is top of the list of prospects that I think that the Chiefs should target next season.
I'm curious what he's going to be doing this upcoming year. Seriously, the potential that he has is absolutely ridiculous. And he can also, take Ole Miss and do where the heck he wants with them because he's the biggest playmaker they have. So why not show out, do what you need to do, and hopefully become the 32nd overall pick.
Yeah, I mean he is a senior, and so you would think he is a little bit of an older prospect, but he's still only 22 years old right now. Going into a senior season.
22 is so young. It's
it is
so young.
Right. It's not one of those like COVID 22s, like COVID seniors where they're like 25 coming out in the draft. He's not. He's not. He's not Michael Penix Jr. Coming out of the draft. With his AARP membership already in tow. He's a true like senior aged player going into this season. So Trey Harris, that's our first summer scouting guy of the year. Be on the lookout for him. Playing for Ole Miss this season. I see big things ahead for him, so we're gonna keep tabs on him as the season progresses. Crave Dog, we stayed mostly on track today? Question mark.
Did we though?
No, I don't think we did. As I sit here and reflect on the journey that I've had here with one of my dearest friends on this episode, which I consider myself a lucky man each and every week that we get to do one of these podcasts. And maybe this is the week that we finally get ourselves canceled. That I finally got us canceled. You're an angel. You'll never do anything to get us canceled, Kramer. This is me just steering the ship straight towards the rocks on a weekly basis and seeing how much we can survive before we get dashed to pieces, right?
What I'm curious this entire podcast, if you've listened to this long, thank you. Appreciate it. Hit that 5 star. Do a review. We will we'll read it on air, just as we heard our Johan earlier. Why is your tongue blue?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my tongue is blue. I was eating candy with my son before bed.
I've been wanting to ask you that since we hit record. I'm like, is his tongue blue? Like, I'm just thinking, okay, nice.
A little thing called ring pops, Kramer Sansone. You ever heard of one?
Oh yeah. I used to love ring pops.
They're still good. Even in your 40s, they're so good.
Yeah, I don't eat the
wah.
Only thing I eat that's like particular to that is baked chocolate chip cookies. That's my candy of choice is chocolate chip cookies. Is that weird to say?
Okay, here's my final question before we get out of here, because we got to get out of here. And if you've listened this long, you can go ahead and just turn it off now if you want. You don't want to sit around for this question. But when you're playing baseball, I have to know, what is your go-to flavor of sunflower seed? Or are you a sunflower seed eater?
So it just depends on if the gas station has it, because I love the David's sweet and spicy. The thing is, they don't make it as spicy as they used to anymore, which I'm absolutely flabbergasted about, and I'm actually kind of irritated that it's not, because that is literally the best combination when you're out there. But if not, it's the I do like dill.
The dill pickle sunflower seeds. Those are the best ones. I had never had them before. I was always like a tried and true Dave's barbecue guy since like
that's too much.
Since Little League. Since Little League, I was like a Dave's barbecue guy, like back in the day. And then I was at the gas station the other day with my son, and we do this thing where we pick out a snack for each other, and then the other one eats it. And I had got him like gummy lifesavers or something that I knew he was gonna like, and he came over with dill pickle. Like he's never seen me eat sunflower seeds, I don't think. Like in front of him or whatever, just because I'm not going to eat sunflower seeds in the house or while I'm driving in the car.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can in the car if you have a cup. You go spit in the cup.
Yeah, it's like, but then like when you got toddlers, they're going to kick anything that you have that they could kick over. They're going to kick it over, and it's going to be all over the floor of your car. So, he'd never seen me eat sunflower seeds before, but he came over with a bag of dill pickle sunflower seeds when we were on our way up to Legoland, and so he got them for me. And so then I had them, and I got to tell you, my son knows what I like. My son knows me because
that's awesome.
They were delicious. I am a newly converted dill pickle sunflower seed guy.
He knows you like you know him.
Wow, he's my best friend. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I love that guy.
That's awesome, man.
Well, it's a dream. It's a dream that your son will be your best friend. I don't know if I'm his best friend, but he's definitely my best friend, right?
At some point in time in his life, he'll realize that you are.
Yeah, that's the fingers crossed. We'll see. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, and I'll let you know if in 15 years if we're still on the air, if my son is
What do you
my
mean
best
if? When we're still
friend. When
Well,
we're still on the
if we don't get canceled or if Brett actually wants to take over his show that he let us get
Yeah.
the keys to, so
or if we're not like hired by the Chiefs as their,
yeah, it's true.
scout / long snapper /
It's true.
backup.
I can be the
centers.
kicker too if you need to.
Yeah, whatever you need from us. We're
Security.
open to possibilities. Yeah, we'll submit our CVs.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. If you stuck with us this long, we sincerely apologize, but we're also very sincerely thankful for you. Leave a 5-star review and tell us what question Kramer Sansone should ask on the red carpet. And we love you guys. Be good to each other. And thank you very much for the privilege of your time. We'll talk to you guys next week.